So, divine providence. Yes, you know the way, you know the time, you know the place. So on. That means that God, as the Creator, as the Father, He is always present and He directs our life. And that's difficult for our time to recognize that God has a plan that touches my life and I live accordingly. So I want to find out what God's plans are, and that's when we say, I have to find out through faith in divine providence what His plans are. So God directs me through circumstances, through events, through anything that happens in my life. Through that He communicates to me His will. So God does not speak words, but He speaks actions. Inner voice of God, yes, there I can hear His voice. That's the inner voice to our conscience or so. But sometimes there can be locutions, okay, but that's miracle. That's a different sphere. But the normal Christian life, the normal human life is that God doesn't leave us alone. He communicates with us. And so the sensitivity of the child to the Father is to read His lips. To see, your glance, And so when the Father looks at the child knows exactly, oh, I shouldn't do that. The child reads the sign. Or you make a sign like this, that has a very clear meaning. Or when the Caesars would make a sign like this, that means in the arena, you are dead. So we always use signs. So God uses the normal signs of environment, of our so on, and through those He directs our life. So God directs us, but God also provides. He sees to it that we lead a life according to His plans, that we are happy, that we become healthy. For me, the image that I'm using for that is the maze. We all know what a maze is. You have the many dead ends and you go and so on. When you are in the maze, you don't know where to go. When you are above, you see the entrance and you see the exit. And you see where the person is, going back and forth. And that's God's view of my life. I am born at point A and I die at point B. And God knows what my life contains. So I am following God's plan of wisdom, and that is not a plan of destruction. That's a plan of salvation. God's providence wants to lead me to heaven, not to hell. That's item number one. Number two, in the maze, there are the open and the closed doors. You want to buy a house, so you go to the realtor, and he shows you 15 homes. How do you choose the house that is right for you? Through the signs. What is the right neighborhood? What is the right price? What is the right school? The connection to the freeway? The place closest to where I work, and so on. Those are the criteria. And then you walk through that house and you say, that style, but this one, oh, yeah. And so, those are the signs. And that's how you design by the signs and the circumstances which house is right. Open door, closed door. You even made a down payment on a house, and then the door closes again because the seller changed his mind. That's a closed door. Or you got engaged to somebody, and then he or she says, no, I don't think so. That door closes. And so we have that experience. And so in the maze, and that's why I like this image, if a person on whom the door was closed would sit down and say, I don't know what to do anymore. It doesn't work that way. You have to backtrack and find the next open door. So that you continue on to find the right house, the right wife, the right profession, the right neighborhood, everything. So that's item number two. First is God's plan. Secondly, it is active. The open doors. And thirdly, it is active. You go through the doors and you cannot just sit there, but you have to walk. You have to do your way. Do all the things that you need to do. If you want to, I hear people, I want to become rich. Well, here I am, Lord. You can make me rich. That's not the way. What do you do to become rich? What do you do to buy the right house? What do you do to find the right spouse and so on? So you have to advertise, you have to go into the internet, you have to do everything. And through that, God helps you to guide you. Therefore, faith in divine providence, the most normal thing of our relationship with God. And I always talk about it for myself, the fine-tuning of the strings on the guitar. Fine-tuning means that this string is in harmony with the next, so that they swing in harmony, and then you have a proper sound, so that God's will and my will are in harmony. That's faith in divine providence, living according to the will of God. And that's not easy. But once you have accomplished that, then you have inner peace. And you know, even though I am in a difficult situation, I have all kinds of struggles, but I know this is where God took me, so He will get me through and He will lead me to a better place. That is a tremendous trust and confidence which grows out of living faith in divine providence.